Hey, welcome back to Spilled Ink, the Comix Wellspring live drawing show where we're spilling ink and spilling the tea. And of course, I am your host, Brandon Blocksdorf. Super hyped to be here on the road to IC3 as we feature so many different guests and we're jam packing them full every single week for you guys. Doing probably one of the wildest prompts that we have done on this show. I'm so excited for tonight. Of course, with me is my co-host, Mr. Max Flowers. Hello, Max.
Hello.
And our first special guest tonight, one of our special guests is just running a few minutes late, but they'll be here right now. But we'll first announce Mr. Aaron Z. Lee, Pens and Pedals. Hello.
Hello. It's great to be here.
Great to have you back, dude. I'm so hyped that you came on the show today.
Wait, anytime.
Excited. You and our friend Nick Bouchard, who is going to be joining us shortly. Sorry, my cat's doing stuff behind me. Chose the craziest prompt for us to do yet, and I asked what you guys want to draw, and you both are, privy to two specific subjects. So we combine these subjects, and now we have a pretty challenging and what I think is going to be a super fun night of vampire Viking robot girls. So here we go.
Yeah. It'll be good.
My cat is now taking up half my workstation, so this is going to be even more of a challenge for me tonight.
It's like when I try to draw on the couch with my daughter there sometimes she's like even like blocking in my arm so I can like only use like my wrist to draw.
Yeah. If I could move my camera just a hint, you'll immediately see my cat's head. Yep, right there.
There he is. The cat cam.
In front of my cat cam.
That's why people tune in.
Right. Honestly, Booby makes so many appearances on so many videos. Him and all the animals, him and T'Challa really popping off it. But he's the one that headbutts me. I have to kiss him. Also headbutt me until I do. It's really adorable, to be honest.
Back in the day during yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go for it. No, what do you say?
Back in the day when the pandemic times were happening, I used to team up with my local comic shop out here in Oswego, the Oswego Comic Shop, and I would do like a drawing, like essentially this, but by myself. And because of that, like we have a shop here. It was it's still around, but it was like 30th anniversary or something, and it was talking about like what they were doing in the pandemic. And because I was doing the streams, like local news, like Time Warner wanted to talk to me about the streams and stuff. And when they like video called me for the news thing, my dog was sleeping on my little apartment couch down here in my studio, so I got her on TV.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so cute too.
Yeah, and this one, she's a pup. She's a little ruby. King Charles Cavalier Spaniel, like ruby colored, which means she's like orangish brownish.
Oh wow, that's adorable.
Yeah, she's pretty good for the most part. She gets kind of barky sometimes, but I imagine most dogs do.
Dude, trips me out. My dog Spock. He was the quietest dog ever. Like literally would only bark if you really like asked him to for food, or man, unless he, I don't know. Even if he got really excited, it would take a while for him to bark. He was the quietest dog ever. I guess when he played with our other dog at the time, Roscoe, he'd bark. But that's what tripped me out about him the most. I was like, dude, you don't really make any noise. It's kind of nice, so peaceful. Not a great guard dog, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But Booby, you're chewing on my pencil while I'm drawing. It's not. It's not.
It's like one of those drawing exercises where you like draw with a piece of chalk at the end of a stick.
Dude, yeah, exactly. It really makes it so difficult for me some nights. But we'll make it happen. It's only pencils, so it doesn't really matter. It'll be messy.
Yeah, and even ink too. Like, there's all kinds of correction stuff. I picked up because I've been watching those Daniel Warren Johnson videos where he talks supplies.
Oh yeah, dude, I've seen some of those. They're super sick.
Yeah, and there's this Presto correction fluid.
Yeah.
That's what
you know what I'm talking about. You have it on
There
hand.
it is.
You know?
We got the Presto here.
Yeah, there we go.
That's where I go.
I'm late to the party. I just got mine the other day.
Oh, dude, it's so good. It's so rad. I wish. I love it. I love it. Once I learned how to control it, Booby, come on, sit on my lap. I gotta really postpone in progress here. Once I figured out how to really utilize it, I've loved it.
Yeah, I like any kind of the white oil markers or white oil paint or acrylic paint markers too, because you can just correct things or bring highlights back into things. I've been doing these experiments lately where I do like a pencil drawing and I don't really erase. If I want to like erase something or bring a highlight back into it, I just use the marker. So it makes the sketches really painterly. I've been getting into that lately.
That's cool. It's super rad. I gotta experiment more. I got so many new supplies. I haven't played with them all enough. That's the fun thing about doing art, though, is having all the fun supplies
Yeah,
and toys to play with. I mean, that's why I like traditional stuff so much too. I feel
yeah.
I get overwhelmed with digital. I'm trying to like practice every so while when I can, but it does overwhelm me still.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many tools. But
Yeah.
yeah, lately I've been trying to find my inner Sienkiewicz.
Oh,
Very
nice,
good.
dude.
Trying to find it.
Love it.
I'm
That's what I
nowhere
want to
near
get to
that.
that level.
But have you ever seen him do demos and stuff?
Oh yeah, dude. And I've did an interview with him once at
Oh,
San
for
Diego
real?
Comic Con.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
awesome.
he's a super sweet dude. But he was working on a Wolverine piece like as I was interviewing him, and it was so hard. I was like drooling practically, just like just watching that happen. It was so rad. But he's mesmerizing too.
Yeah, because he
It's all
like
that coke that's still in the system.
because he tries to not make things precious. So he'll like draw something and it's like totally working and looking awesome, and then he'll do something where the image is totally gone, and then
Yeah, he'll like smudge stuff around and like just start playing with it like crazy.
yeah. Like I don't know, maybe I'll get there. I'll get there someday. I know like Jim Mahfood like does stuff like that too.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm so early in my like drawing stuff. I feel like I really want to get to that point, but I gotta try to just like, understand things first still to an extent. You know what I mean?
You have to
Yeah.
learn the rules a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Before you break them.
Yeah. Nights like tonight help because I'm really under pressure. Like I didn't do preliminaries. Like I started late. Like wasn't. I'm not as prepared as I wanted it to be, but now it's like more of a challenge. Like, all right, so I wasn't prepared, and this is a hard one. What's gonna happen?
Yeah, I mean it looks good so far.
Oh, thank you. Kind of got like wanted a heavy metal vibe at the same time with it, like heavy metal magazine type of, you know.
Oh, what a good vibe.
Yeah, I'm going somewhat of like a Frank Frazetta
Yeah.
person on a rock, you know? Like
Heck yeah. All good stuff.
And like a
I mean-
drag queen. I mean, I was doing coming up with ideas when I was watching me and my girlfriend watching RuPaul's Drag Race,
Yeah.
and I was like, dude, like if I had like if there was someone that was gonna like be a robot and like a vampire, like I was like looking at their outfits and it was like matching up to certain ideas, and I was like snagging stuff. So that's where I got like the tube stomachs from for like this character, and so yeah, I'm pretty hyped. I got like drag queen influence doing this.
Oh, there was a drag queen that my wife really liked. It's probably like 10 years ago now, but it seems like it was just a couple years ago. Who's like a buff queen who like would always do like warrior looks.
Oh, that's cool.
I cannot remember. It's Cameron something? I don't know.
Oh, I
want
couldn't tell you. I'm so terrible with the names. Like
I want to
It's
say
like,
Cameron
you know-
Michael, but probably wrong.
showing your like girlfriend superhero names is like the same extent of my girlfriend like showing me drag star names. Like it's a lot to take in, but it makes sense. Like once I figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, there's so many. Like I just
If I work on superhero concepts, there has to be humor baked into it because just like they're just I don't know, superheroes that take themselves seriously. It's just there's no way I can write that because it's so absurd, and I like the absurdity. So I just can't do it seriously. Like I have a couple ideas for superhero things, but they're essentially superhero comedies.
Oh nice, yeah.
Because it can't. If you're putting on tights and you have like a name, like you got to lean into the humor on that, even if there's serious parts of it. I always think of is it Death Ray by Dan Klaus?
Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't read that, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I really want.
Yeah. That is, Dan Klaus is just inspiration for lots of stuff. But if I were to do, I have an idea for a superhero thing, and I've written like a script and passed it back and forth with a buddy of mine. But that would totally be the inspiration for it, is like the tone of Death Ray.
I love that. I love that so much. Sorry, I was focusing so much right now.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to figure out this hand.
I like changed the body shape because I realized it was like getting awkward. So I'm like trying to realign stuff, and now like.
Yeah, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do for the background too.
I'm giving this girl wings, so I'm gonna try to.
Heck yeah.
I'm also maybe trying to figure out how to fit in more robot, because I've got like a robot arm, but I don't know if that's enough.
It's enough.
Hey, let's see. William Ibanez, nice drawing. What's up, y'all? Death Ray is a trip. Good read. Dude, I want to read Death Ray so bad. Yeah, I have it. I just gotta read it. I have it on my iPad. So.
Yeah, there's just so much good stuff out there. It's hard to narrow it down. I've actually been the thing I've been really getting into lately is the creepy and eerie collections that Dark Horse is putting out.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Because like being old, like by the time I can read something, I can really only get through like 10 pages. So like the 10-page anthology, like format of that, where like here's the concept, here's the premise, get in, get out. It's been my jam.
I mean, sometimes that's like the best storytelling too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
those short, brief ones, and it's challenging. It's so hard doing
Yeah.
that stuff. I've been writing a lot of short stories this year, and it's been like interesting to figure out how to like get something across. And I kind of treat them as songs at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
RD Murphy, hey, my dude, RD. He says these look sweet. What's your favorite Daniel Clowes book?
I'm trying to figure out.
I haven't read enough Clowes in general. I mean, Black Hole is like my go-to. That was like my big introduction that impacted me. Such a vibe, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I need to read more. Like I haven't read enough to really pinpoint.
Yeah, it's hard to pick. Because I like the anthology style of 8-Ball. Like as of right now, I would maybe say like a Velvet Glove Cast in Iron. Because it's so like Dave Lynchian, and there's a character named Tina who's just like a pickle woman.
Oh gosh,
and I just love Tina.
Dude, talk about R.I.P. Dude. Like, man,
Yeah,
that was I was genuinely upset about that. Like you hear about stuff all the time, but like David he's an influence, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a creative person who does like something different, like you have to respect David Lynch for what he did.
Yeah, hands down.
So
I'm just like redoing my whole drawing because of what I did, which is probably good, but like,
I don't know, just as somebody who did what he wanted and didn't feel the need to like answer to anybody about it.
Dude, no, just like what a way to like. There's so many people who just like didn't understand Twin Peaks because they didn't start it from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's like not a show you can just walk into. I will give you firsthand example. And San Diego Comic-Con, I think it was like 2019 when that show was coming out. Yeah. They premiered like episode 9 at San Diego Comic-Con of season 3 of Twin Peaks, and I remember I was only like halfway through season 1 at that point. I was still trying to watch it all. And we were watching it, and that entire episode, I could not tell you a single thing about it because none of it made sense to me. And that's the thing. You need to watch like stuff with like one, you have to watch all of it, and 2, you got to like really be open to interpretation.
Yeah, and I think I don't know if there's always meaning to everything. I think sometimes he just kind of goes with what he thinks is right.
Yeah, hands
or
down.
a scene. And especially season 3 was very surrealistic and very abstract, and just full of like way more questions than answers.
Oh yeah, hands down, right? Like,
Yeah, I remember watching
did you
that.
ever read or like listen to the books? Like,
Yes, I
they
did
answer a
listen
lot.
to. Yeah, I listened to, what was the thing that Mark Frost wrote? I can't remember, but I got the audiobook of it.
Yeah, I got that. Whatever the first one is what I've heard so far.
And that was a long time ago now. Holy cow.
Like, and stuff like, I don't know, Blue Velvet was insane. Like,
Yeah. Oh, so uncomfortable. Oh my God, some of those scenes.
yeah,
Oof.
yeah. And then like talk about uncomfortable, like Eraserhead, dude.
Yeah.
Eraserhead. I don't enjoy Eraserhead, but I respect it because the amount of like my body felt disgusting after watching it, and to give such a surreal experience to someone, like, bravo. Okay, like, you made me feel like that. Like, all right.
Yeah. Have you seen his short films that he did before Eraserhead?
Yeah.
I'd seen some of them. Yeah.
Very similar vibe to Eraserhead, just kind of like more vignettes.
Oh wow.
But really cool. I mean, you can find them online probably. They're really cool.
Gotta check that out. Definitely gotta check
Just
more.
like really
I don't remember them.
disturbing too, but and even some of his animated paintings are in there too, like 6 men getting six times.
Oh wow, really?
I mean, it's. I mean, the animation isn't groundbreaking or anything, but like, it's David Lynch, so it's interesting.
Yeah. It's just. I mean, that's the cool thing about him is that he was never trying to be like perfect. He was just trying to make art, and once you realize he was just trying to make art and understand art in that sense, like, yeah, you'll understand Lynch, like the freedom behind it.
It won't be getting any more weather reports. Sad.
Dude, I know those are the best too. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna black all this out.
What I think is really cool actually about David Lynch is just that he had his vision, right?
Yeah.
And just wouldn't compromise it, you know?
Yes.
Like, he had the bravery to put out exactly what he wanted to put out.
Yes. And I mean, I think that's what to tie a bow on it here is like, that's what's nice about indie comics too, is you can put out exactly what you want to do. You don't have to compromise.
Yeah, that's what I love, is the true artistic vision that we get to have. It's so, and then speaking of SPX too, like that's what really blew my mind, was just like the amount of unique people at SPX.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so different from other cons in the sense of like freedom, you know what I mean? Because you get to see it where people are just doing comics and like it's all like comics, you know what I mean? Like, and then there's the people that are just trying to like have fun with paper and like doodles, and just like going outside the not trying to be perfect,
Yeah. I love to see that stuff because like I'm definitely like I got into comics through the superhero stuff, so like the figurative is still like very important to me. But I like to see artwork by people who didn't get in that way and see how they work, because that'll influence what I do, because I can learn.
Oh yeah, that's exactly how I feel too, dude. 100%. Because I 100% grew up with just superheroes. Like that was my upbringing. But indie comics has opened me up to like so much more at this point, and it's mind blowing to me still. This is hard. I'm just gonna wing this. I'm drawing a wing, and I was like, I'm just gonna wing this.
It's like a T-shirt. You just draw a wing and just write "wing" in it.
Yeah. Max, remember that. It's gonna be the next Apollo exclusive. But yeah, to drawing and talking is so hard
Yeah.
every week. I think Max and I are getting slightly better at it though. But still, biggest challenge, especially when you're like, man, I gotta like make this look good and draw a line.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to finalize like a lot of decisions here, and I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't know if I want this to be like a fur lining to like her shirt, or if I want it to be like her hair, or like if maybe I want like the hair to be like blowing or something. I don't really know.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
make all
artist
these
decisions.
on the fly as well. This one's a hard one to come up with, like just on the spot. I'm just trying to think of
Like
wherever.
I'm almost even tempted to like do something like this.
Oh, that was cool.
I think I will actually.
Oh, I drew a good thumb. Not gonna lie.
You know what's super interesting about talking and drawing at the same time is that like you're forced to like think more about what you're doing in your process.
Yeah,
And
for
you're
sure.
gonna understand a ton.
Yeah, it's experience. And then I have like a cat on me too, so. Ooh, we got our boy Nick popping in right now. We'll give him a moment to set up over here. Pretty hyped. No rush over there. Go ahead and get cozy.
Oh, you did? I didn't even hear it.
Gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this robot.
Pause from browsing after the list for a couple minutes? Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't play that.
Ah, movie too. Ah, dude.
You could dump your
Cool.
nature.
I'm looking like the pure Frazetta heavy metal vibe. It's making me want to like ditch this thing and just like start a new one. But I'll stick with it.
Nick, give me a thumbs up if you're getting ready. All right, we'll add Nick over here. Hey,
Hi, guys.
hello.
Hey.
I'm down
What
here.
up?
Sorry for my delay. I was wrapping up a couple things at work, and then I realized I needed the app for this.
Oh, no worries, no worries. We're glad that you're here, nonetheless.
How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Great. Now that I'm drawn.
Any excuse
Yeah,
to block
we're,
off more time for drawing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, honestly, that's the best thing about this show is getting everyone to like, okay, well, I need to put aside 2 hours tonight to do this. So.
Yeah, so I
Part
feel
of the
like
gig.
I feel like I kind of cheated with this premise of Viking Vampire Robot Girls, because 2 of my comic books are about Vikings and vampire girls. So
Oh, no,
Well, there you go.
perfect.
yeah. So that's kind of what I'm drawing here. I'm drawing kind of a chibi version of one of my Vikings doing kind of a Thor pose with all the vampires around, and they're fighting these robots that have saws on their hands.
Heck yeah.
I love that. It's sick.
What's everybody else drawing?
I did a thing too where I am plugging it into the series that I do. This won't be for like a long time, but I developed I had these characters ideas of like my own analog, kind of like Doctor Strange and Clea, but making them more robotic and Viking and vampire.
Heck yeah.
So plugging that in.
And I'm kind of winging it right now. I didn't get to prep as much as I wanted, so I'm just seeing what's kind of happening right now. I'm having them clash. So I'm having like this Viking vampire girl, like she's swinging her sword, and then the robot girl caught it, and just like squeezing it. You know what I mean? So. I don't know.
Oh, there you go. Head to head.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of that Misfits song, Vampire Girl.
There you go.
Brandon, are you
How
a
about the?
Misfits fan?
Oh, very much so. Yes. Very much
Sweet.
so. One of my probably one of the most influential bands on me, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Really aesthetically and just like I don't know. Those guys really did a lot for as messy of a band as they are, and it's I kind of like how messy their relationship was because it's like the reality of those being in a band like that, you know.
Yeah, I don't
Definitely.
know too much about the Misfits as a band, but I like their music. But like I don't know, the behind the scenes stuff. So educate me. What's up with them?
Oh, I mean, like just from, I mean, their first album came out and they weren't even a band anymore, essentially, you know.
Kind of like the Sex
They're
Pistols.
Yeah, yeah, and like they had all this material, and then like the very first album that they put out, that they first recorded, didn't come out until like 15, almost 20 years after they recorded it. It never really like it was hard to find. Didn't really exist. And then the Danzig just trying to take everything away, and the legal battles that happened between them. Um, the whole feuds that were separating, like they were never really around for long, and they were around for hiccups, really. But the hiccups that they were around for were some of the most impactful hiccups to ever happen in like punk, you know. So it's kind of wild, just like
So, but
they never worked, but they made some of the greatest and coolest music ever.
they still, there's like some of their releases are kind of recent. Do they have different iterations of like Misfits or?
So yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of iterations. So you have Glenn Danzig in the
Really?
very beginning. Yeah, Danzig was the first one, and he was in the beginning, and that's where you get that classic '50s Elvish sounding voice. That the really poor recordings, to be honest, the punk, like the muffled, very bad bad in standards of like modern recordings, but very punk sounding recordings, really rough.
It's very
That's all
like
Danzig.
early Ramones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when it cleans
Before
up and you
Phil
have that
Spector.
like vocalist that could sing kind of,
It's Michael
well, a
Graves,
lot more.
right?
Yeah, Michael Graves. Yeah, exactly. And he was great, but then like he was only around for like an album, maybe two. I think I forget. But then yeah, once they had issues with him and he left the band, Jerry Only, the bassist, basically took on vocal duties, and yeah, that's why some of their albums, like somewhat like recent, but I mean, you really just listen to the early ones. It depends, and there's the feud between do you like Danzig or do you like Michael Graves? Like a lot of fans have a big divide between them too.
Yeah. It's like
That's honestly that's how 90% of punk history is, though, right?
Yeah,
right.
it is. Yeah, no, you're right. Look at Black Flag, dude. Black Flag's had like 20 vocalists, and who's still original in Black Flag at this point?
Yeah,
Henry
I don't
Rollins.
even
But he's
know.
not in it anymore. But Henry Rollins will always be my Black Flag.
Yeah,
just-
exactly.
Descendants and all as well.
Oh
the
yeah,
fight there. There's always fights and breakups and what's the original band and what's not, or people die.
The
It's-
Clash, you know what I mean? Dead
Yep.
Boys, all of them have the worst histories of keeping people in the band and surviving.
And then you've always got somebody saying it's not real punk anyways.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
It's
honestly.
real punk. It's such a weird thing.
I
Oh, that's not-
well, real punk is like is just doing what you want to do.
Yeah,
So like actually like a lot of like new hyper pop stuff is
Yeah.
like probably the most punk music coming out right now, because everybody's like, what the hell is this? This sounds like garbage. I hate this, but they're just doing what they want to do. Like that's punk as hell.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah, I remember caring
Oh.
about that a lot more, like when I was in late high school, early college, and I still had something to prove. I remember one girl told me I didn't know punk, and I got really offended by it. I was like, "What do you mean? That doesn't mean anything."
Yeah, it's the people that put definitions on it. You realize, like, oh, you're actually the one that's not really punk.
You're a
You're really,
poser.
you're really hating on me, like, or hating on me because we enjoy the same music, dude.
Just because I like Green Day a little more than you doesn't mean.
Or the kids that, like, if you didn't dress punk, if you didn't, like, stitch your pants and, like, all that type of stuff.
Well, the thing
Yeah,
is that I
Actually,
think
you were
is
a poser.
the thing that I think is the most true is if you're at a punk show and the vocalist walks on stage and he's got like glasses and is wearing like a collared shirt and blue jeans.
Oh yeah,
like that the pit's gonna get crazy because like they're gonna be the best punk band. Like it's
Yeah.
always the nerds that get up on stage that it's gonna be like heavy as hell. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's like if the guitarist is playing like a PRS and he's got it hiked like up to his chest and he's like playing, really specific. It's like prepare to die in that pit tonight.
For sure.
What's the craziest mosh pit you guys have ever been in?
I can't even say the name of the band on this show.
Oh, all right.
I've been at a lot of crazy shows though. I was at a Bad Religion show that was on the beach,
that's
and
cool.
that pit went crazy. I've been to a choking victim show. That pit was crazy. I've been to a lot of ridiculous punk shows.
Probably the craziest pit I was ever in was Amana Marth. That was that was so fun. My arm got like so bruised just from like ramming into people, and yeah, mosh pits are fun.
I think like the craziest, like I don't know, I've been in some crazy crowds and pits, but the one that really like messed me up was Slipknot. It was just too wild because there was too much because everyone's crowd surfing and everyone's going crazy and it's just a lot. And I remember my glasses got knocked off and a guy got hit in the face and my glasses flew down and I was like, oh, they're fucked, like they're gone. There's no way. And I got my flashlight out and I just looked. I like scanned the ground and I saw them and I reached and grabbed them and they were okay. But it was like 20 seconds of like panic. You know what I mean? Like
I've been there. Yeah, I've been there because every once in a while you enter a pit and then you just get like decked by the biggest dude there.
Yeah,
and you're on the floor, and I'm like I was a tiny kid wearing glasses, like I definitely took my fair share of hits and just like glasses flung off my face. And I'm like, well, those are either gone or I'm going to get them back and they're mangled. And I just am okay with it.
Yeah. You just got to live with it, basically.
One of my favorite terms that I've learned, after going to a whole bunch of heavy metal shows is the bangover, where you spent the whole night like getting beat up in the pit and then you really feel it the next day.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it always hurts.
I don't know if we've been in like around too many mosh pits, but like the show that I had the most fun in, they got kind of like a little bit physical, was I saw The Faint at Terminal 5 in New York City, like 12 years ago, and like it got to like the shoving point, and like people are like moving around and like jumping and stuff to like I think they have a song called Dropkick the Punks, which is awesome, which is like totally like bass guitar led, but I had some fun with that, like being like pushing around and stuff. But
dude, The Faint, I haven't checked them out in a while. That's super cool. Yeah.
Oh, I love them so much. They're my favorite band.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
I interviewed the lead singer of that when I used to do a music blog.
Oh wow, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. You used to do a music blog. That's right.
Yeah. And after I did that, that's when I kind of like cooled off of the blog. I'm like, it's like I don't know where to go from here.
I've succeeded.
You peaked.
Yeah.
I get you.
I still do some stuff now and again, and I did a few more after that, but that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's super rad. Yeah, hell yeah.
And I definitely dabble more on the electronic side, or like incorporating some kind of electronics into whatever format you're working with.
Yeah, I still go back to like listen to punk, but mostly I listen to like dungeon synth or like
There you go.
Jamaican ska. So
Okay.
so it's pretty much just like good chill vibes now.
Yeah.
Well, there's some good ska punk bands.
Oh, for
Rancid.
sure. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I saw Rancid
Love ska.
last summer. They're really good.
Oh yeah. No. Dude, I was just telling my girlfriend this. We were watching Matt Freeman play through. And Matt, I saw Rancid when I was like 15. And
Oh, wow.
I was like, I started playing bass like a year and a half before that, and so Rancid was like something I was always trying for. And my uncle used to do sound at venues, so we just went on through the back, and just like we were just like in there before the crowd, and we were watching the opener. But I got to be on like the inner part of the barricade, and I was just watching the band, and all of a sudden, like Matt Freeman walks up and he just comes and stands next to me because he's been checking out the band too. And like little 15-year-old me, like skinny punk rock mohawk, like fresh bassist, like, and I'm looking up at Matt Freeman, and like I'm just like, I tried to say hi and everything, and he was super sweet, dude. He said hi to me, and I asked him a few questions, and then my uncle was just like, I think he's trying to watch the opener, my dude. And pulled me aside and everything.
Leave him alone, bro.
And I was like, just freaking out.
That's great.
It was great though. Yeah, it was cool.
When I went to punk rock bowling in Las Vegas, it was like right after COVID, and so you had to like go show them that you were vaxxed or whatever, and then get like a wristband in order to get in. And so we're waiting in line, and there's this crazy dude with dreads, and we're like, "Yo, check out those dreads; those are sick." And then later during the show, freaking Keith Morris from Circle Jerks walks up on stage, and we're like, that was the freaking dude at the vax line. And we're like, oh, holy shit. I just didn't recognize him. That was pretty funny.
Sometimes it's good to not recognize people in the moment, because then like later you're like, oh, that was this guy. And I was pretty cool about it.
Yeah, that's true. I got like 15 more minutes before I wanted to start inking.
I'm just going in there. I'm tired of my pencils.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same.
Yeah, because the thing is
I'm using a brush pen today, though, which is unusual.
Yeah. The Pentel?
No, this is a Kuretake number 13.
Ooh, I gotta get more of these things.
Danny Warren Johnson uses this one too, but he has a red one.
Ooh, okay. I do like the extra fine Pentel. I think it's the pigmented ink.
Yeah,
my weapon of choice.
I custom fill the ink in this one, so this is my own ink that I put into it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I busted out some other ink. I don't know if I'll end up using it, but I've got some Deleter 4, and I bought some walnut darkening medium. I don't know if I'll use any of that, but I just brought it out just in case. See how I'm feeling.
Do you guys ever draw digitally? I feel like a chump over here with my iPad glowing on the screen.
We were just talking about that.
I definitely do, but I I just do traditional more because I like having like the physical piece of art.
You know, that's why I want to get back into drawing digital more, or no, not drawing digital more, drawing traditionally more, just so I can have like an archive of this stuff that's real.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but for like internal work, like sketches or trying to do mock-ups or layouts or thumbnails, like digital is the way to go for sure.
Totally.
Yeah. I'm thinking about.
makes thumbnails faster.
I'm working on like a Halloween special for my Wesley the Robot character, and I've done all the drawings for it digitally, but I might. I'm really thinking about printing out like just it in black and white and light boxing it over to a sheet and just doing all the inks traditionally.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it too. There's really no wrong way to use digital, you know.
No.
And like,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm certainly like a traditional first artist, right? But I love digital and I would never knock it in any way, you know.
Yeah.
The brushes that really excite me about digital stuff are the ones that mimic traditional really well.
Yeah, the True Grit Super Smooth inker is what I use for all of my inks, and it's so good. Like,
nice.
Oh, so nice. It's got such a nice like feathering on the end of it.
I have out of that I bought the rusty nib set. I think they do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And there's the waxy nib I really like out of that because it's still really fine, but if you zoom in on the line, there's a texture to it. So I like that because it mimics more of a regular line. There's another one I use too, which has been around forever now, but the Kyle T. Webster parallel brush pen. That one's really good too. Those are my go-tos.
Yeah.
That's cool. I use True Grit digital stuff too. I really like them a whole lot. I always get their stuff on Black Friday because they have really good sales. So
yep.
Yeah.
I always grab a couple packs.
Every year I see that go up, and I'm like, oh, should I get more brushes? And I'm like, no, I gotta focus on the drawing. Gotta focus on the drawing right now.
I'm like, I don't need all this, but like, I just want to have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And things take so long too. It's like, well, maybe next year I'll be ready for like a new like inking brush because the
exactly.
sketches will be done.
Kind of want something more in the background. Maybe I'll just black it out.
That's what Todd said. When in doubt, black it out.
So who else is here tonight?
Oh yeah, so I'm so sorry, Nick. We didn't introduce you to everybody. You know, we have Aaron here, Pens and Pedals.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was kind of late.
And Max Flowers, our co-host here on Spilled Ink.
Hey.
And Max is the astonishing, our weekly draw. He's the one who really pushes us off. Love him. Oh, yeah, this is so much better.
Great to virtually meet you guys.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh. And,
Nick, actually, you want to give a shout out? I put a link here for your Kickstarter in the bio too. Do you want to talk about your Kickstarter? Yeah, no way.
Yeah. If anybody's watching out there, I'm kind of best known on my Instagram for my webcomic Vulture Culture. It's about these goth vultures that live and work at their town's dead mall. Here, I'll draw one of them real quick. There. That's Gene. He's kind of the dad vulture who's obsessed with Kiss. And it's a lot about, like, you know, the aging older rock fans versus, like, you know, the younger but still aging rock bands, like all the bands that we just talked about, like, you know, Descendants and Slipknot, like all these bands that are kind of getting old, but you know, it's mainly about fan base and like fan culture and that kind of stuff, and the dying world of the mall. And I'm doing a Kickstarter. I've been doing the comic strip pretty consistently for 2 years now, and I decided to put it all in one big omnibus. So it's about 150 pages long, and I'm really proud of it.
Hell yeah.
Thanks,
Congrats.
guys. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm super hyped. I backed it. I'm super excited.
I know.
Really want you to hit your goal.
Thank you. Yeah, it'll be cool, definitely. Especially hearing about all of the Comix Wellspring new printing options that we have access to now.
Dude, yeah. Super hyped for all the IC3 creators. Getting like chances to this new holochrome. I'm really hyped because it's gorgeous. I just got sent a sample. It's super dope. I can't reveal it really on screen yet since it's like just if we had an IC3 only chat, but you know I think once we go public with it, it'll do really well too. I'll show you guys off there though. But dude, yeah, I'm so hyped. I'm super excited.
Is everybody here
and then-
going to IC3?
Yep,
I'll be there.
everybody but Max. Yeah, Max is
Yeah.
in Alaska right now.
Oh, bummer.
But yeah, man, it's gonna be super cool. Like, it's crazy, like drawing and hanging out with everybody, and then we're gonna go do this in person Friday night.
I'm a lot shorter in person.
That's all right. No one would describe me as tall either.
Vibes.
How tall are you?
Me? How tall am I? 5'9"?
Oh, buddy, I'm 5'3".
Wolverine's height.
Thank you.
That's awesome, though.
See, that's why I
Yeah.
like comics, because
That's it.
the coolest X-Men is 5'3".
Yeah.
They just got a very attractive 6 foot tall Australian man to play him.
Yeah.
We gotta get those. What do you call them? The 4 quadrants, like the young males, old males, young females, old females.
I'm trying to think if I should. Oh, I should have done. I could still do this before I do like.
It's crazy how much slower I work with like a brush.
As opposed to
Like
pens.
the parallel pens or a nib or something, you know?
oh really?
Yeah. It's because you like I have to slow down to control it. Otherwise I'm just gonna have like those really thick lines. You know?
Yeah.
Versus with like something that's a little finer and scratchier, like I can just go crazy and build it up and be a little bit more messy.
See, I like if I use a nib or even like a fountain pen, it takes way longer. I find I'm like way faster with a brush. But that's what's interesting, you know, hear about people's different process and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it depends on your style too, you know. Like if you're like going super clean with a nib, like yeah it's gonna take a while. But if you're just going crazy with the nib, then yeah, it's not gonna. You can kind of just move really fast and get through it.
Somebody I always think of with inking is Dan Green, like when he was working on Uncanny X-Men with Mark Silvestri.
Uh-huh.
His ink lines are just like they're like more painterly, I think. So I look at those. I mean, he does a fantastic job, but I see that and I'm like, that's kind of like I'm a novice in that school. So like that's something that's achievable.
Yeah, what are some of your guys' favorite comics?
Favorite?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Man, I don't know.
I like that question. I feel like I ask people a lot what their favorite movies are because I don't know. I feel like you can learn a lot about a person by what their favorite movie is.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't be making comics or into them if it weren't for the Larry Hama, Adam Kubert Wolverine run,
Mm-hmm.
like 93 to like 95. Like I bought a collection of that recently from my local comic shop, and that stuff still holds up. It's like the artwork is just out of control, and the storyline of like Wolverine with his adamantium out. It sounds so dumb to say out loud, but he's like, it was well written of him like dealing with his own mortality and like thinking that like he was going to be dead soon. And like as a little kid reading that, it was super cool. So
yeah, man.
If I had to pick one, I mean that defines like that's how I got into stuff. Certainly there's more indie stuff that I like now, but like without that I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I think with the one that I wouldn't be here without is probably just like Hellboy in general. But some other really great ones are Bone, and Nice House on the Lake is really amazing.
Yeah.
My friend really loves that comic.
Yeah.
That's Tinian, right?
Yeah, it is Tinian.
He's like Scott Snyder. He's got like 25 books out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, are you really writing all of these?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if they're just like developing concepts for a long time and then just a bunch of stuff just gets greenlit.
Yeah, Distillery shows up and, you know, and then it's like, hey,
I mean,
all your ideas that you've ever wanted to make. Like, let's go.
Snyder also
Good
had
or
that
bad?
Comixology deal where he was just pumping out like 4 new series a week, you know?
Yeah.
That was wild.
Are they still doing his adaptation of Witches?
Yeah, it's supposed to be animated, apparently.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a cartoon, apparently.
Oh, is it animated?
Yeah.
I never really read that book.
Oh,
it was good.
So
I mean,
good,
anything that Jock draws, I'll pick up.
Yeah.
They just released that new book, The Distillery, him and Jock. Came out this week, I think.
Oh, nice. I didn't see it at my shop. I'll have to see if they got it.
Boomy, dude, I'm trying to draw, man. Like, I know you're trying to sleep, but he's like pushing me away from the desk because I tried to push closer so I could get to my artboard. And he's like, nah, I want some distance. And then he grabs my pen and is chewing on it. You're so cute.
He's like, love me, damn it.
Yeah, it is. Ridiculous. Honestly, call it controversial, but like Sandman, is really like one of the most important books that got me into making and writing comics for sure. Like showed me a freedom and creativity.
Yeah, Brandon, like literally just last week when you were doing my interview for the Spotlight and the Spilled Ink, or no, this is the Spilled Ink. The other
I've done everything.
The Inspired Ink, yeah. When I was doing everything with you, we talked a lot about Sandman, and then that article dropped.
I know.
And then
his response came out.
Yeah, man, that's a tough one. I mean, Neil was one of my heroes. I told you that.
Yeah, I get it.
Not even just as like not even just as a comic book creator, just like a writer. I mean, it's a bummer.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it is.
It's a little more intense than a bummer, but you know what I mean.
It comes down to like remembering why we can't like idolize people, you know, and put people on a pedestal like that. And it's like respect the work, you know what I mean? It's what it all comes down to is the work.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of people worked on those books and a lot of collaborators, and if you don't want people to get royalties, there's a lot of used bookstores that I'm sure, or comic book shops that can benefit from that stuff. So,
of course,
you buying them.
Yeah, I mean, Sandman is still going to be one of the greatest comics of all time.
Yeah, that's my glasses are all over my screen. So I'm super focusing on this. Nice.
I love the way you draw robots. I'm just looking at. Is that Wesley's robot right there?
Oh heck yeah, man! Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was looking at your work this past week to kind of prepare for this, and it's cool to watch you draw.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like everybody here, it's my obsession.
Oh, but sorry, I was focusing on a mouth right now. I couldn't talk and draw that at the same time. I also some like really big books that impacted me getting into comics and like doing this was The Invisibles by Grant Morrison. That book just showed me how insane you could go with comics. Like you could really use your imagination in the page to be limitless. Flex Metallo, top tier book, probably. Like if you want something digestible and not like a full series and you're like, what's a book that's going to change my life? Flex Metallo by Grant Morrison, hands down.
I've got to get down. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Oh, cannot speak highly enough about it, dude. Like that book, again, like I wrote my first screenwriting class. I wrote a movie that basically just like mashed concepts of Flex Metallo and what Grant Morrison did with Final Crisis into one thing, and it was like live action that goes into animated. And it was like you get like an unlimited budget. Like my teacher just wanted us to write a screenplay and have fun, you know. No rules and all that. And so I was like, oh, I did the craziest, wildest detective story. Like it was a detective coming across the body of a dead god, and he's like, where the fuck did this come from? And like he goes and tries to investigate it and like gets sucked into this like universe, and it goes into this animated like Capes world, and the world's like being destroyed, and it's all wild. It was fun. I would totally do something with that in the future.
I feel like there's only like 3 movies that have done like something where it goes into animated. Like Tank Girl did it, Cool World did it.
Cool World, yeah.
And what was the?
Was it Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, Roger Rabbit. Yeah, I'm sure there's more, but that seems like it's a good gimmick.
Yeah, right. I wish it was utilized more. Yeah, I'm also a huge Ralph Bakshi fan too, my dude. I think we talked a little bit about it when we were hanging, but I love Ralph Bakshi. Fire and Ice, like Wizards, his Lord of the Rings, American Pop,
yeah.
Fritz the Cat.
Yep.
The dude was like the king of rotoscoping.
Yes.
There's a great shirt that I saw somewhere where it's a picture of Ralph Bakshi, but he's like designed like Wreck-It Ralph, and it says Rotoscope it Ralph.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a shirt.
I just always think of him and Frazetta like hanging out and being like, not too bad for 2 guys from Brooklyn.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that insane? So cool.
Yeah, I just picked up. They did a collection of Wally Wood's.
Ooh.
What's it called? Wit's End.
Okay.
And it was like his indie zine before they made indie zines. And just reading through it, it's really funny how he tries to do like his version of Stan Lee's editorials at the end, and he winds up just like begging for money to make the next issue. It's really funny. And those comics are crazy, like very, very, very of their time.
Yeah.
I think I have the book right here.
Yeah, his craft though, so good.
All of the EC artists, man. I don't know what they were on. But
Dude, right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. That's
Yeah, it's a
sick.
good one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff I probably can't show on a live stream in this book.
It's art. It's different.
It's art. It's different. Yep.
William
Yeah,
Ibanez is nice.
I love all that black and white stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
Yeah. I was saying earlier, I've been getting into the creepy and eerie reprints, and the thing I love
Nice.
about those is like you could grab any one of those volumes, open it up to a random page, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, dude, those books are, dude, they're kind of a wild read too. You know what I mean? When you try to really take them in, but
Yeah.
it's pretty great. It's always fun.
I got to see, on the topic of EC comics, I got to see at the Norman Rockwell Museum, because I'm in Massachusetts and it's kind of right near me.
Yeah.
And they did a whole Mad Magazine exhibit. And,
Ooh,
you know, of course, there's the
wow.
tie to EC Comics with Mad Magazine.
Yeah.
And it's Kurtzman, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a tie to Kurtzman with EC Comics, and they had on display, and it was like tucked in the corner of this exhibit, and I'm like, this is arguably like the most important comic book cover of all time. They had the comic cover from one of the EC horror books of the woman's decapitated head with the
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
and
That's insane.
And I
That's so cool.
spent like 30 minutes with that cover. And people just walked
Oh,
by
yeah.
me because they were like, "Oh, I'm here to see Alfred E. Newman." I'm like, "Dude, do you realize how important this cover is?" And it's like here in the back.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I
was
love me some Alfred E. Newman, dude. I love
Yeah.
that. I've done a little homage to that before.
Same, yeah.
that was Mike or Jack Kamen who did that cover?
Ooh, you are testing my knowledge. I don't know. But I'll send you guys a picture of it afterwards because I think I
Yeah.
posted it to the kayfabe page after I went because I was just like,
Nice.
because I didn't know it, like it wasn't advertised as a part of the exhibition or anything, and it had all the paste ups on the cover and everything. And I'm like, no, this is a real cover. Like this is the real thing.
I love
And-
to see those paste ups.
Yeah. Oh, same. Like I got the Batman Year One artist edition. That's my first artist edition I've ever bought, and
I mean, that might be the best one.
it's
Yeah.
so good. Brandon, did you wind up ordering it?
Not yet. Once I get some cash, I'm gonna be ordering some books soon. So I'm saving for this order. But yeah, it's on my birthday list for sure.
Good. You deserve it.
Thank you.
I have the artisan edition of the best of EC. That's not really
Oh wow.
an artist edition, but because it's smaller, it's still like magazine sized, I think. But it's got like the best of the best EC stuff in there, and it fits on a bookshelf.
Those artisan editions are the best deal, though,
Yes.
Yeah.
for sure.
The focus begins again.
Yeah.
William Ibanez says Wally's canon strips are also worth a look. Ooh.
I was looking at some collections of those online the other day. That does look cool.
Yeah. So, little story about Wally Wood. My boss, he's a big art collector, and he always gives me the comic book heritage auctions catalogs when they come. Just
Oh,
because
yeah.
I love to see the artwork and I love to see like what it goes for and stuff.
Yeah.
And they had in the most recent comic book auction, they had number one like an original concept sketch of Wolverine, which sold for like a ton of money. I think it was like a John Romita or something.
Yeah.
And Yeah, that was like the cover of the magazine, and they had an original Deadpool from Liefeld. Really, really cool stuff that you don't really think about too much, and 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 I was kind of flipping through the pages, and they had on display Wally's Joan of Arc poster that he did, and I like immediately fell in love with it because I think it's the best thing he's ever drawn. Personally, it's one
Wow.
gigantic horizontal comic page, and it's a brilliant piece. Look it up if you haven't seen it.
I
But
think I have seen it. It sounds
Have
familiar.
you
But
ever
I-
seen Chris Ware's work?
Yes.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, Chris Ware does those big giant like comic pages too, and they're really freaking cool. The way
The horizontal.
well, Chris Ware is like a formalist, right? So it's not like those like a horizontal piece, but he's got probably like 20-30 panels on a page, and
Oh, damn,
showing
yeah.
like different complexities of like different moments happening at the same time in different locations, but all in
Yep.
one building or something like that. Chris Ware has got some really cool work too.
Yeah. So anyways, I go to look up the Heritage auction because I'm stupid and I'm like, oh, maybe it won't sell for that much, and I was like, it would be a good investment, and I love the piece, and so I went on Heritage and like this was 30 days before the auction like actually started, and there were already bids for it, and the bids were already at $10,000, and I was like, yeah, no, can't do that, not yet, and so I actually reached out to the Wallywood estate, and I was like, you guys have got to have prints of this. And turns out they did, and
Oh,
they
awesome.
sent me one. So I'm getting that framed right now, and
Heck
it
yeah.
will be So never give up.
William Ibanez says that Joan of Arc piece is his favorite piece, and he was like also wondering how much it went for.
It went for, I believe, $45,000, or no, 89,000. I think it went for. Yeah, and it was kind of funny because I always show my boss the ones I think are going to go for crazy amounts of money, and he goes, really, that Joan of Arc one is going to go for a crazy amount of money? I was like, that thing will go for so much money. It's a Wallywood like really unique piece, and it's brilliant, and and it went for crazy money. But thank you for
And you're like, and
commenting.
you did.
Yeah. But if you love that print, reach out to the Wallywood estate because they have prints of it. It only cost me like $50. I mean, it'll never be worth anything, but I just really needed that in my house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get what you mean. I mean, I have like I have a bunch of collector art, but I also have like prints, like some Alex Ross prints, because you're never gonna own it, but having something like that's pretty sick.
Yeah. No, we'll never own Alex Ross prints. I don't know, maybe one of us.
I have two of them. I have a Tarna from Heavy Metal print, and I have a
Okay.
Swamp Thing print.
Sorry, I meant the original.
Oh yeah, original. Yeah. Of course, yeah. No, of course, yeah. Twin.
I'm
William
spoiled.
Ibanez says,
That's
"Dang, that's insane. 89K. $50 isn't bad for the print. I'll be reaching out. That's sick. I
Heck
gotta
yeah.
look at this image. Honestly.
There you go. Yeah, dude, look that up.
Oh yeah, I have seen this.
Positive, it's the one I'm thinking of.
All I want is the Leroy lettering sets that all those EC artists use, man. Man, if I could get my hands on one of those, I'd be one
Oh,
happy
this is
camper.
sick.
That would be
This
cool.
isn't what I was thinking of. This is so cool. I always keep the Wallywood like 22 panels. You should always use like hanging up.
Oh, I should do that. That's so smart.
It's on my desk. Let me see here. How is this supposed to look? Let's get this one down. We were just talking about David Lynch a little while ago too, Nick.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably my favorite David Lynch appearance, because I've regretfully not seen a lot of his films. I've seen his Dune, but my favorite David Lynch appearance is in Fablemans when he plays John Ford.
He did do a good job with that.
He did such a good job.
Jesus, movie. Oh my god, dude. It's fine. Data. Sorry, my cat is just ridiculous. I haven't seen him in that. I gotta watch that. I do gotta watch it. I have not seen that.
Yeah, don't sleep on that movie. It's really good. I have not seen too many of the Oscar picks this year, but I feel like it's always like that.
Oh, I have no idea what was even chosen. I'm so out of the loop.
Yeah, same. I don't know. I feel like between Lost Highway and Twin Peaks. I mean, Twin Peaks is probably the ultimate, but like, I haven't seen Mulholland Drive, so.
Oh, it's really good.
Is it possible for anybody to
Oh no,
explain
Inland
to
Empire.
What?
That's what I haven't seen.
I haven't seen that one either.
I'm sorry, what, Nick? You
No,
explain
it's
to you what?
fine. I was just saying, would anybody be able to explain to me what Twin Peaks is? Like, as a
It
plot.
is. They're solving the death of
Laura Palmer.
Yeah, Laura.
Yeah.
Palmer. I was gonna say Amanda Palmer, but yeah, Laura Palmer.
Oh,
Well,
no.
She played off
Yeah.
of that. She played off of that later with something.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Who killed
Yeah, she
Amanda
did.
Palmer? She had a book or something called that.
Oh, wow, interesting.
She's an interesting person.
Yeah, she is. I always thought that too. Interesting. But yeah, they're solving the death, the murder of her, essentially.
Yes.
That's what it's about. And it just you essentially just get really sucked into the characters and you follow them to what happens after that, because they solve
and
the
it's a
murder.
show?
But yeah,
Yeah, it's a TV show.
yeah,
And the
When did
movie.
it air?
But yeah.
and a movie in the early '90s.
Very early 90s. What was the first season, like 89, 90?
Yeah, something like that. I think so,
Huh.
or at least like 90, 91. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and then they came back 25 years later for one season.
One more
and
time.
It just some stuff happens but you know, when you see the end of season 2 and you're like, how could they wait 25 years to like give us these answers? It's interesting finding out like why that happened.
It's not what you expect.
Yeah, I haven't
Because
finished
it's David
season 3
Lynch. Of course, it's
Yeah.
not what you expect.
Yeah. I can't speak too much on season 3. I mean, but I'm about to watch episode 8, which I hear is like the greatest episode.
I just gotta say, Dougie for life.
Dougie's interesting, yes. I
Well,
think he's still growing on me. I think that whole Cooper situation is still, I'm still trying to accept it.
But they make you spend so much time with Dougie that you're. I mean, this is how I felt about it. I was like, I like Dougie.
Yeah, yeah, you do.
Like if they did a
adorable.
spin-off show that was just Dougie, I'd be like, I'm on board.
You can do this. Yeah, you can see that.
Or that whole the thing with Tom Sizemore with the green tea latte.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that yet?
Yeah, I think that's come up. That sounds real familiar, at least.
Where he's like, I didn't order a green tea latte, and they're like, well, did you try it? He's like, no. He's like, well, try it. And then he has a little bit of it. And he's like, oh, I like this.
There's so many moments like that. Like the end of episode 7, there's just like 3 minutes of them like mopping the floor, and you're
Yeah.
just like, all right, what are you doing here?
I don't know. I kind of
It's,
a part of me likes that trolling, but then also there's like an add to the narrative, too.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of
Like-
puts you in that world a little bit more. You know what I mean? It's interesting.
Yeah.
It gets you sucked in, and then once you're like zoned out, it's like a meditative state almost. He does to you. You
Yeah.
zone out really hard, and then you're just like, oh wow, oh we're back. Okay, like what's going on?
Yes. That stuff was a big deal to him. The transcendental meditation.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always found that very fascinating. I have his book too. That like that little. I mean, if you call it a book, it's just like 60 pages with like blurbs. But
Yeah.
it's really cool.
If you can even call it a book, is that what you said?
Yeah, it's just I've always thought it was funny.
That's a very David Lynchian thing to do, write a book that doesn't even feel like a book.
Yeah, no, honestly. Yeah, David's always he's an entertaining character in general. And it sucks because he like just got like hit with some disease where he couldn't like go outside again or something. too.
Emphysema.
Like, yeah, emphysema, yeah.
Is
So
that
like
what
I was
got him?
curious how that was. I feel like it was.
Well, because he always smoked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot.
But I think he was. I don't know. I don't know if this is just speculation, but I feel like I read somewhere he was already planning to like just make movies in his house.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm
I
sure
wonder if
you
there's
can't
anything
stop.
going on.
You know,
Yeah.
if you got sick and can never leave your house again, I'm sure you'd make a ton of comics.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Stuff like that. You're just like, man, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe just get me just to do that. There's healthier ways to do that, everyone. Just say.
Never leave my house again? I already don't do that.
Honestly.
Wait. I phrased that wrong. Whatever.
I go to work, the library, and my comic shop, and that's pretty much it. Grocery store.
Yeah, right.
And that's a good life. It's not
Uh,
bad.
And then like my second job is a grocery store, so like it just makes it even easier.
There you go. I love grocery stores. I don't know if it's just because like you have to go there, but then also they play like the 80s music and like early 90s music, and it's just like, yeah, this is awesome.
I worked at an Aldi and it was just always fun. Like I always have like a good team. And then we don't play music there, but it was
Yeah.
really sweet.
Oh, I love Aldi.
That's the best, dude.
Never been.
You're missing out.
So,
Yeah, sounds like it.
honestly. Dude, yeah, it's just you save so much money.
I go so much. My
Crazy.
daughter is like psyched. Like I'll pick her up from daycare, and she'll be like, "Are we gonna go to Aldi?" I'm like, "All right, don't twist my arm."
No, that's adorable.
Yeah, don't they have like a really good toy selection there too, or
They
something?
do.
Yeah,
They do.
my buddy Dan always brings his kids there.
Like they don't have a ton of stuff, but especially around the holidays, like they are so. Their market research person must be so smart because they have like exactly what kids want, like in that aisle.
Yeah. Straight up.
Like they had, I think it was like like little frozen Barbie dolls that were there, and it was just like perfect. It's like, yep, we're getting these, and at great prices too.
This is
Yeah,
just
that
turning
was
into an Aldi ad. Aldi's
I know,
about
yeah.
for us, please.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll
please,
wear an
yeah.
Aldi jumpsuit. Aldi sponsor.
Dude,
me.
for sure, dude. Honestly, their social media coordinator is amazing too. Like Aldi's social media is top tier. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I have not.
Oh, dude, check out their Instagram. It's so good, dude.
How am I not following Aldi on Instagram?
I know, dude. They make the best reels. I'm not even kidding. I want to try doing CWS reels like that. Like, it's insane. K-pop junkie says hi and toys. Yep, yeah, she knows.
Hi, K-pop junkie. Who is that?
She's one of our awesome friends. She has her own show. Should hit her up actually. She's really rad.
Yeah.
She has a Kickstarter you can promote.
Hit me up. Or Brandon, you put me in contact
Yeah, sure.
because I am on that press cycle right now.
One of these days, I have to attempt that.
What?
Like
Kickstarter?
the Kickstarter and press cycle, all that stuff.
Same. Like, I know. I gotta do the same thing.
I was talking to friends of mine at my shop, and they're like, "When are you going to do one of these?" And I was like, "Oh, soon." And then I like set a deadline, and I was like, "That's a lot of work. Like a lot of work."
Yeah.
K-pop says I've been back into cards lately. She also said for sure. So it's
Oh,
adorable.
sweet. Awesome. Hit me up, Tiny Viking Designs. Please. I need people to talk to. I have no friends.
Yeah, finding the networking cycle is rough. There's only a few shows I have like connections where I guest on.
Yeah.
Like Indie Comic Relay. I'm actually going to be on there if March 10th.
For IC3.
Yeah, for a good chunk of things. IC3 related, Comix Wellspring related. You know, we have our new blue line paper that we're promoting right now that's out. It's the same paper I use every week for this. They just, now are mass producing it. I was able to give it to some artists and get feedback, so that helped a lot.
Nice.
And we are, promoting IC3, some new foil options we're going to be having, but also aside from that, I'm doing more personal stuff with creators, so like helping them out with like advice on Kickstarters or like reminding them of options we have to like make exclusives and whatnot. So just like insight to elevate people.
Nice.
And Apollo City Comics is so busy, dude. We're so busy, so busy. So we just released a book a week ago, this Comic Coast Fascist, and then we have another book, The Broadcast Dialogues, that's out. I just haven't promoted it at all. But it's coming back from the printer anyway, so there's time. And then February, we're doing a horror anthology Kickstarter with Jay Louder. So it's this huge, I have a meeting with him tomorrow. We're going to finalize the Kickstarter, and that's going to run all through February. And March, we're going to do a 1-week Kickstarter for this little music anthology. We kind of like tossed a bunch of stories in that we had laying around to utilize. So we have a cool little music anthology coming out. And man, so that's going to run for a week during IC3 and everything. And then Apollo's also going to be filming like a documentary that whole week.
Oh, wow.
Since we have so much of the crew and we're going to be at IC3, we're going to be filming a lot. So that's going to be fun. And trying to think what else. Like Apollo has like 20 books coming out. Like it's insane. We're so busy right now.
Awesome,
yeah, thank you. It's all of our creators are very busy, so it's gonna be good. It's just working through it, promoting it, we'll have some other books like Soul Catchers to announce and releases on that. And Apollo's also doing an event at Four Color Fantasies, my local comic book shop here in Winchester. So me and possibly 2 other Apollo creators will be there, and then we'll all be at IC3. Lots of tables. So Eric Allred, Evan McGuire, Ben Collins, Tanner Ogle, John O'Burke, Karen Quinn, me. My girlfriend Lex is going to work the table. Mark Bernal, who runs LKC, might be there. So be a fun time. Yeah, we're just really busy. Just have a lot. Everywhere I turn, I'm just like, yeah, we could have a conversation about this, and then I turn around and it's a different conversation for a different company, and turn around and it's something else. So it's cool stuff. Just keeps you exhausted and busy.
Is that the dream to make that the full time?
Yeah, that'd be amazing somehow if we could figure out how to market enough to get money. That'd be amazing. If we're smarter, yes, we'll get there. K-pop Junkie says indie horror and punk / music books have been awesome. You'll love the entire Apollo catalog. That's like
Yeah.
that's the entire.
That's the MO.
Yeah, that's our first three books were 3 anthologies. It was the Punk Anthology, Cybersync, and the Shadow Anthology, and it was like that kind of defined Apollo in a sense because it was punk rock, it was sci-fi, and it was like these really strong, emotional, and passionate stories. It's like the emo version of the Punk Anthology, and it all fit, and that's kind of what we live by. It's pretty cool. And then I'm working on a little mini comic for IC3 too, so I'm hyped to be drawing my first little comic thing. First time ever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I need to put together a guide for creators to give like podcasts, places you guys could reach out to for resources and promotions. Like
that's a good idea.
Well, yeah, like a master list or something would be super helpful. The big thing I always struggle with is honestly finding stores that take indie comics and will actually respond to your cold emails and calls. Yeah,
I'm sure.
I feel
honestly,
like I'm doing it wrong. Yeah.
It's the region you're in. I guess their approach too. That's a good thing to get feedback on from other creators, like how they do it. I think it really does matter on the region, though. Like my shop back home in El Paso wouldn't sell indie comics because they just wouldn't sell. Like he's like, I've tried it before, nobody really cares, so I'm not making money off of it, so I'm not gonna sell it. Like there's nothing against it. I'm sure it's great. I just it's a business,
Yeah, that's a bummer, but I get it.
It is a bummer, but that's just his clientele, though. But like here in Winchester, like people will buy indie comics. Like my shop takes in as many Apollo books as they can, and they've been really supportive of me. So it just depends on the shop and like their clientele. Typically, sometimes they just don't want to, but like my old shop totally would. But he's like, they just sit here, like nobody here buys it, but. Just the region too,
True. Yeah, and the market.
Yeah.
That's why I always rep Gutter Pop Comics because that dude, he's the man.
Yes, Steven?
Steven, yes.
Yeah, I've got some stuff at Gutter Pop.
Yep. He's the first guy I hit up. I'm like, hey, I've got a new book. He's like, send it my way. I'm like, sick.
Yeah, he has my my collected Wesley the Robot book there.
Yeah, you printed that on newsprint, right?
Yeah, I just got a new edition.
So cool.
I love the newsprint.
Oh, there it is.
I'm such a nerd for the the newsprint. Like whenever I look through dollar bins, I always look at the top, and if the pages are yellowed, I pull that book and look at it.
Oh, nice.
I'm such a nerd for that.
Now, I'm not sure if I'm wrong or not on this, but have you ever done any collaborations with oh, what's his name? He did the bootleg Spider-Man zine.
Medi Keen?
Matty Keen.
I have
feel
not
like
looked
you
at him.
two
I
would
looked at
really
him.
gel together.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit online. Like
Yeah.
I forget where there was some kind of chat thread where he was like, "Oh, I got an airbrush. I'm thinking about doing some stuff." And I was like, "Oh, have you ever looked at any aerosol stuff?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm buying a bunch of it right now."
No,
But he's like a cool dude. I think we would get along.
well, you know, Wesley the robot, I would just like maybe you could get him for like a back issue commission or something.
Yeah. I've been doing a bunch of that. Like that's a perfect segue. Because like this thing, Wesley the Robot First Snow. This is my new. It's just a 10-page story, but in a pinup gallery.
Oh, sweet.
But a ton of this happened because of IC3 and like meeting people. It's just kind of like it's a cute little slice of life story. Kind of like I describe it as like Hellboy meets strangers in paradise, but not as good as that. But you know, well, I shouldn't say that. But I'm trying.
No,
I'm trying.
you should say that.
Because that's my dream is like that kind of concept, but like a comic that like somebody could read, but also like a girlfriend could buy for her boyfriend or husband or whatever, and they and both it could appeal to both. But a ton of these I got because I met people at IC3 and they just said they were doing commissions. John Burkett did this one of Wesley and Beatrice. This is out of control. He does Feral Star for a Cosmic Lion.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
That dude is so good. I've got the original on my wall over here too. I know this guy through the Cartoonist Kayfabe fan group, Ben Perkins. He did it.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Done Heavy, and he did. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a cyberpunk girl story. He's awesome. Morgan Herron, who has a Kickstarter going right now with.
Yeah, Frankie Boy.
Yeah, Frankie Boy. I saw that he did a trade with.
I was the first one to support that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was watching his live stream. And I was like, heck yeah, I want this.
Oh yeah, he's going right now, I think. But yeah, I gotta support the tier that has like all the books or another commission. I haven't decided yet, but I gotta do one of those. I saw he did a trade with Rick Lopez, and I was like, oh, would you do a trade with me? And so I have a pinup in the second one. Kevin Delgado, another New York State guy.
Oh, Kevin. Love Kevin. Yeah. Dude, he's so sweet, dude. We con together with him in Buffalo, and he's one of my favorite dudes ever.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Alexis Zarit, I'm super happy with this one. Do you know him from like Night Hunt?
I don't know that one.
Oh, jeez. Alexis. But he did Night Hunters and Space Riders, and I got a commission from him off his website. So freaking good.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Okay. And then
dude, Siri was doing that to me earlier today, and I was like, "Shut up! Yeah. Shut up!"
Not even Siri can help.
Then there's this one. If you know the Pink Lemonade comic that came out through Oni Press.
Yeah.
I got one from Nick Cognetti, who's awesome. He did a great color pinup for me. And then
I didn't know that got distribution through. Or published. That's really
back. Cool. It's like it should win an Eisner. Like if there's any justice in the world, it's so good. But then this is probably my favorite one. Steve Mannion, who does like Fearless Dawn. He's a graduate of the Kubert School. We got him to do some artwork. I was on the way home from IC3 and I was following his eBay because he sells stuff because I like his artwork. And he's like, here's a commission. Like they'll draw 2 characters of your choice. And I was like, yep. I'm just gonna do that because they're just riding high off of IC3.
Yeah, I met a lot of really great creators that I've collaborated with through IC3. I'm doing a secret book right now alongside the Vulture book that is tonally different. Brandon knows about it.
Yeah, I love it.
Thanks, man. It's super weird and it's very Monty Python and very
very
out there. The art style changes like every page,
Ooh.
and I got Ro Higashi to do a
Oh.
very Sailor Moon inspired like magical girl transformation scene
Yes.
for one of the pages, and it's so funny to flip through it because I self edit, so I'm always like going back and looking through.
Yeah.
And so it's like it'll be my crappy artwork, and then it'll be this amazing, like perfectly drawn thing that Ro did, and then it'll be back to my crappy artwork, and then I'm doing a whole pinup gallery at the end too with a whole bunch of different artists.
Oh,
Sean
that's
Prairie, Sean Prairie's one of the best. Demon Days or Demon Town is his comic we did an art trade recently. He's
Yeah.
yeah.
You can't say you
another
do crappy artwork because I only bring on guests that are better at me at drawing. So you definitely do not have crappy artwork.
Oh, thank you.
I'm the lowest tier in this bunch.
Oh, man. Drawing's
You
so
get-
cool though.
It's not about tears. It's about keeping going, making more stuff.
Yeah, honestly, that's what it's all about. Dude, that's what's so great about the show is just like I know every Thursday to tune in. I'm gonna make myself draw no matter what. I wasn't prepared for tonight at all. You know what I mean? Like didn't get those preliminaries done. But
Yeah,
hey, it's coming out better than I thought. So
is the goal to like make a finished drawing? Because I don't
It's
know if
always
I'm
to
gonna
get,
be able
like-
to do that.
I always try to get as far as I can. You know what I mean?
All
Like
right.
I'm always pushing myself. I'm always trying to do something. Max tries to do one, but Max is, I mean, astonishing. Like I
Yeah,
can't.
look at that. That's awesome.
I'm kind of already done with this piece. I'm just noodling around now. I'm trying
That
to
looks
decide
freaking great, man.
sick.
Add
maybe
some
to do
snow. Add
some
snow
contrast
flying.
clouds or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some
Oh, that's
background stuff.
awesome.
That's so cool. Here, I'll do some spotlights real fast. It's like check out where everyone's at the moment to get Max.
geez.
Oh, here, let me zoom out then. Hold on. Oh, crap. Nope, other way.
Oh man, that's cool. It's big
Yo.
too, dude.
I feel the Frazetta in that.
Look at
Yeah.
that. That's awesome.
So now I'm just gonna throw a little bit of like colored clouds in the background, to try and make everything pop forward a bit.
That's great.
Oh man, that is so great, Max. Killing it, super
Thank
killing it. Let's check out Aaron over here.
Oh yeah.
Ew.
That's so cool, dude.
So they're in
I
like
love it, dude.
another comic book dimension. They get sucked into a comic in this
Oh, nice.
thing. So
I love that.
they're trespassing in here. So like the sorceress protector shows up here. Beatrice is like, "Is that a friend of yours, Leslie?" It's like, Beatrice, I've never seen him before in my life.
Oh, is that going to be a
That's
page?
amazing.
Oh yeah, I'll probably rework it, but
Oh, sweet.
yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Dude, that's great. I love the details on their shirt. Like, that's really good curves. Are you like a Terry Moore fan at all?
I am. Yeah,
Yeah, I see it. Like, I see it a lot.
I'm
It's
trying.
really cool.
I'm trying to get there.
I was reading his like how to draw book and just the way he was talking about curves and folds and everything. You really pull that off.
Thank you. It's like, yeah, I'd like to think of like absurd concepts and then try to illustrate them like with a lot of realism. So I'm pulling from reference and stuff in this too. But yeah, I dig it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's go over here to Nick real fast. Ooh,
I'll
Nick,
zoom out
that's
real quick.
sick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's a bunch of-
cool, dude.
Oh, it's like a whole team.
Yeah, that's why it's taking so long.
Oh no, dude, you're killing it.
Yeah. So yeah, these are kind of older characters of mine that still haunt my dreams and tell me that I need to work on their stories more. So
Yeah, dude, that
I
looks
hear
so
you.
cool.
because the vultures have kind of taken over my whole existence the past 2 years, and I'm like, I also draw other things too. So this is my vampire biker gang called the Dark Wings. They're
Oh heck
really
yeah.
cool and scary, and that's like straight up passion project. And then these are the Fawn sisters, and they are two Viking sisters named Kota and Jormen, short for Jormungandr. Yeah, so Jormen is like kind of the scared one, and Kota is like the brash Viking one. And I'm kind of drawing them in more of a simplified style because I kind of wanted to just do this quick. And then kind of this thing that I always do in sketches, I've drawn these guys a lot, is if I don't know what to draw for like an antagonist, I'll throw in this like Silver Age looking robot that has straight arms, and at the end of the arms they just have like saws on the end of their arms, and they're called Sawbots. And
Yes.
the horrible thing about Sawbots is they are designed to love, and all they want to do is hug, but they have saws on their hands, so they can't hug anybody, and they're just programmed to hug, but all they can do is destroy.
I love that so much, dude.
Justice for
That's
the
amazing.
So they're like a very easy, quick thing that I throw in these types of weird drawings. Anytime I can draw a Sawbot, I'm happy about it.
Yeah, I need to know more about these Sawbots.
They need to be in a Superman James Gunn movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, honestly, yeah.
Because like
Honestly.
they're very Jack Kirby. I feel like the Avengers would be going up against Sawbots or Superman and Batman in the Silver Age.
I'll show you guys what I'm doing real fast. Let's see
Please.
here. Just to write that. That's where I'm at right now. I just have this like
Nice.
vampire armor chick I was trying to work on.
Oh, that's great.
I see some
Fighting
Wonder
to strip
Woman
down.
influence on there.
Yeah. Some like Red Sonja kind of. I was just browsing through a lot of stuff to figure out something. Yeah.
A nice
And then I got the robot thing I'm working on.
Yeah, I like that gnarly zombie robot guy.
Yeah.
I like that he's got hair.
Yes. Essential.
So yeah. Where I'm at. I mean, for just spinning it out tonight, I'm trying not to be hard on myself, you know?
Yeah.
It's cool. Every week has been so challenging here because it's been so like on the spot. That's what makes this show so exciting sometimes. Like not being prepared is sometimes like makes it funner because you're like, oh, I gotta still do this still. Like, but
for sure. Yeah.
That's like sometimes when I'm cooling down from something or I just want to draw but I don't want to be too precious, I'll just grab a Sharpie and just draw on a piece of copy paper. Good night, Lucy.
Man.
Good night.
I wish I had some freaking gouache, dude.
Yeah. That's why it's great to be an art teacher because you can get things with your art budget.
And just bring it home.
Yeah, you just bring it home.
Well, I'm trying to figure out because I want to throw just like a flat color on the background. And I've got some like Copics, but I don't know if that's what I really want.
I don't think Copics are the move.
No.
Have you ever seen do you have like India ink, like a pot of it?
Well, yeah, but I want to. Oh, you know what? Great idea. I have
the paper towel, and then dry it out and make like really spooky Jim Lee clouds behind them.
I'm gonna do. I actually have colored like concentrated watercolor ink.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but now I gotta find it and pull out a brush, which fuck.
I like this music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we always throw. Yeah, the lo-fi helps so much, dude. I'm glad like StreamYard has it because it just keeps us going. Like, especially in our quiet moments,
Yeah.
it's still a vibe. You know what I mean? You feel like you're not like pressured or like awkwardly quiet in the stream.
Now I have to decide what freaking color I'm gonna do in the back.
Should do like grayish blue with like hints of red.
I still have like so much to black out on this. I'm still doing just like the lines. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Same.
gonna add my grays and like yeah, like
Oh, well, whole team's drawn. Happy about that. So
Got-
I'll draw some sawbots now.
What color is this?
Drawing some little vampire bots
nice.
up here. I've never done this technique with the like doing a bunch of splatter and then doing white over the top. I'm kind of digging it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've done that. It's awesome.
Yeah, I love that effect.
It's like my little bit of Sinkovich, because like that would be a cool thing to bring to like a table presence, because it's almost like a magic trick to like do like just have all the media out and just kind of like play around and do different stuff.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, when you guys table at cons, do you guys draw?
Yes.
I do.
I'm sitting there drawing the whole day.
I still try
I
to talk to
know.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my focus is so much on like the people. I mean, I would like stand up, and I've done like a sketch card standing. You know what I mean? Like just hanging out, like a quick thing. But that's about it.
I try to draw like if somebody buys something, I try to do a sketch in it too.
Yep.
Which is, it's sometimes
cool.
tough, like when like if you have like multiple people interested in your stuff, and then like you sold one, you're drawing a sketch, and you're trying to talk and do like 2 sketches. It's like a high degree
Oh,
of
yeah.
difficulty, but
Can't relate.
well, I mean, I get lucky sometimes, but that's kind of tough. My buddy who owns the comic shop here, he and I like we've got the elevator pitch down for like all my books, so we're like very obnoxious when people come by. Well, I give them an out. I'm like, you don't have to hear me say this. You can go now if you don't want to hear it. And then they're like, oh, I want to hear it. And so we've got like so many gimmicks for the elevator pitch, and I bought these giant pencils. Well, they're not really that giant, but they're maybe like 1.5 feet long, but they're real pencils. So like sometimes I'll like do a drawing for them with a giant pencil, or like if they make a suggestion for like a book or a movie or something I should check out, I get the giant pencil and write it down. Sometimes it's just too much for them, and they have to move on.
That's
I
amazing.
thought about implementing a hand puppet and just being underneath my booth with,
Oh, that's
with a hand
cool.
puppet the whole time.
Yeah, let's go do it.
That's brilliant. That's
Yeah,
brilliant.
but it
I
would
love
be like
that.
a really gross sock puppet.
Yes.
Maybe I'll do that for IC3. Just be that guy with the sock puppet.
I would love that.
I
I'm gonna
love
be
the
filming
gimmick.
stuff, so it'd be great.
Like, I did a book fair show 2 years ago, and there were people who showed up as wrestlers, and like they ran their table like as wrestlers and were like flexing the whole time and stuff, and they definitely got a lot of attention, and were even more successful because they like embodied a persona.
So that's
And,
literal
I
cartoon
bet.
escaping.
Yes. And then they came to another show, like the big regional one around here is the Rochester Independent Comics Expo, and they came to that one with like wicker baskets on their back and like little like the Japanese wooden shoes. So they're just like, it's just very interesting. Like it's a full performance for them to table. I admire that.
So you gotta, it's your own little pop-up shop, you know what I mean? You gotta make it as enticing and interesting as you can to spark that combo. Just get someone to buy your book.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You literally have to like dance to get people to like give you attention at cons sometimes.
I'm not above that. I'll dance. I'll enjoy it.
All
If they
right.
buy a book, it's so worth it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm adding color. We'll see what happens. It is what it is.
having fun. I'm having more fun with this than I thought. I walked into the stream and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm screwed. Like, how am I gonna do any of this? And I'm actually not upset with any of this. It's one of those things you just keep on doing it. It'll come out.
I'm just waiting for my correction fluid to dry.
That's something I learned how to be patient with too. Was just like, okay, sometimes when you do certain stuff, you do have to sit around and like.
Yeah.
When I've done so much and not let it dry, and I'm like, ooh, if I would have just given it 10 more seconds, like.
Yeah. Yeah. Comics is a patience game.
Yeah.
I remember when my friend Sally, she's going to be tabling at IC3 years and years ago, she showed me her comic. She got it printed, and I was like, I don't know why I didn't think of this because I was a graphic designer before I was a teacher, and I was like, wait, you can just get your comic printed. You can just make it and just print it. And so, like, I blame her for like my obsession with it now. But
I think she's on my list to reach out to.
Oh yeah, she's great.
Here.
She's
awesome.
awesome.
We're gonna get her on the show before IC3.
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what did it feel like when you first got your comic printed? Like when you first held it in your hand.
Oh, I mean, that's why you keep making it.
Yeah, right.
It's amazing.
Holding the thing, I never smile as much as like I do when I first hold my book, unless the proof is really bad and I go, "What the heck is this?"
Yeah.
You know, but luckily we haven't had too many of those.
Yeah, I'm getting smarter with the proofreading.
Oh yeah, same. We just made a mistake. I found out there was a mistake in the book that we just released, but luckily it hasn't gone to the printer, just digital downloads. So
nice. Easy fix.
Yeah. I cannot wait to eat right now when I finish the stream. I was gonna make dinner right before we started, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll be all right with an orange and a protein shake." And now I'm like, "Wow, damn, I'm hungry." But you know what time is it? Oh yeah, we're on our last couple minutes here too.
Oh, already? I just got here.
We're going like an extra 5 minutes or so since we started a little late, but yeah, solid
we'll
2
go
hours.
till I
that's the thing
fill in my color.
There you go.
What's for dinner?
This is looking better. Honestly, I have a pizza dough that's expanding, so I'm going to be making pizza tonight.
There you go.
Nice.
I've had it in my fridge for a few days too long. Like,
what's your pizza?
It sucks. We don't really have any toppings. It's just gonna be some veggies and cheese tonight. I'm probably gonna chop up some tofu and see if I can make something out of that. Yeah.
Nice.
I love veggie pizza.
I haven't messed with tofu pizza too much, and surprisingly not. I've put seitan on pizza before, and that's always been cool.
Nice.
You got to get on the TVP train, Brandon.
I use TVP every so while. It's kind of hard to find here. I have to order it like online. Really, I do like TVP though. It's interesting. I figured out pretty good ways to.
What is this?
TVP?
Yes.
Texturized
vegetable protein.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's essentially dehydrated soy protein, so like dehydrated tofu in crumbles.
Okay.
And then you can rehydrate it and add stuff to make it kind of like a beef or whatever you want, really.
Okay. I'm not like vegetarian or vegan, but I'm very veggie positive. So
cool. Yeah, I'm vegan, so I'm always trying to find weird ways to make stuff. Especially because I'm always doing meat substitutes. Like, I grew up with Wiener Schnitzel. I'm German and Mexican, so like I like really did enjoy meat. So I was trying to find ways to replicate stuff. Like I made a brisket for Christmas actually, and it was amazing. I was super impressed. I'm not gonna lie.
You can do some really awesome stuff.
Yeah, with like seitan and everything. Like, I've really figured out some fun stuff.
Or like you can manipulate tofu into being like chicken by like freezing it and then thawing
That's
it
what
and
I did.
freezing it again
That's
to
what I'm doing for the
realign the
pizza.
protein. Yep.
Yeah,
It's
that's
wild.
exactly what I did.
That's
Freezing
what I
it
love.
does make such a difference.
That's what I love about vegan food is the creativity.
Dude, yeah, I really had to get creative, like doing it, and I think I got real lucky too, because I went vegan like in 2019, and then
Yeah.
a few months later, COVID happened. So it was like always just cooking from home, you know. And so I
Yeah.
really got to like get that essence down, like until you really get to play with tofu and mess it up a few times, or realize how much you got to season stuff. It's kind of rough at first. It's a little learning. But they also make it so easy now, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, half the frozen meal section is vegetarian.
yeah, honestly. And then if you don't overthink it, it's real easy too. I think people overthink it a lot, and they psych themselves out. But it's cool. I've definitely enjoyed it. My girlfriend switched when we started dating, and she's enjoyed it a lot. I think just incorporating more plant stuff is really what I ask for people. Like whenever they question stuff, I'm just like, well, just try. You know, you think about it like if you eat different types of meat, like chicken, turkey, you know, pork. It's just seitan, tofu, you know, TVP. It's just a different option, just like you would have different meats. You know, and it makes it easier. Just expanding your palate.
Yeah, like for dinner today, I just had salad and black beans, pretty much. So like, not that difficult to put together.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. More people eat like plant based than they realize. You know,
Yeah.
like for
Yeah.
some meals or completely sometimes. And then like some people don't even realize they have a dairy like allergy, and that's why they're always sick or just like not feeling good. And then they switch over to dairy free stuff, and it's crazy what just dairy free would do for your body.
Yeah. My brother-in-law's got to try some of that. That'd probably solve a lot of his issues.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have family members like that too. It fixed my girlfriend. My girlfriend didn't realize like how much really just completely removing dairy would help her body, and it did. It's kind of wild. Because it's just something I mean, you know, I remember going to field trips, and you're going to like a farm or whatever, you know what I mean, like a ranch type of thing, and seeing all like these animals, and you're like, oh, this is how milk is made, and you're like, oh no, it isn't actually. As you become an adult, that farm field trip was a lie. You guys want to do one more highlight of where everyone's at before we start to sign off here?
Yeah, do me last though, Brandon.
All right, cool.
Yeah, do me second to last, Brandon.
Second to last? All right, cool. We'll do Aaron first then.
All right, I'm just throwing a signature on here.
Let's see here.
There we go. That's actually good timing.
Let's see here. Oh, dude, that's great, man.
Yo.
So through some of these little.
Ooh.
Those are so cool.
I love that. That's
vampire bots. Somebody has to have done vampire bots before, right?
Oh no, it's pretty sick though.
These little helmet guys flying around.
That's
sick. Those guys in the back, the vampire bots that you were saying, they're very King Gizzard. Like I could see that.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. That's
the bad heavy metal type vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Probably keep refining it a little bit, but yeah, that's pretty. I'm pretty happy with that.
For like 2 hours, that's solid, dude. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's fun.
Sick. This is where I'm at right now.
Nice.
Got more of the robot girl thing that's like attacking this vampire Viking girl thing going on. I have a lot of like I just have so many. I'm gonna add my grays and so much more black on this piece. Like it's like definitely like 40% done right now.
Yeah, anything that grabs a blade, that thing's dangerous.
Yeah, so I was trying to have fun with that. You know what I mean? And this girl looks a little ripped and everything. So yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with it so far. I'm excited to finish it up and see what I do with it.
Yeah.
Especially because I was having fun with like the robot right there.
Yeah.
Those
It's like
vampire teeth.
Deathlock-ish, a little bit with like the no nose.
Yeah, there you go.
I love
That's kind of what I was
Deathlock.
looking at too. I love Metalocalypse so much too. Oh yeah.
I saw Deathlock and Baby Metal last year.
Really?
On
Hell
YouTube.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
was
Deathlock way
so good.
back when. So I think it was Converge, Deathlock, and Mastodon when Crack the Sky
Nice.
came out. That was sick. Yeah. Nick, let's toss you up here real fast.
All right, work. Oh,
Love it. Dude, that's so
Here's-
dope.
thank you. Yeah, I'll remove the line art here. You guys can see
Oh,
it a
it's so
little better.
nice.
Yeah.
I feel like it's hard to
Sick.
see on like a white canvas. If I like shaded in the sky a little red, maybe it would pop a little more.
You got that Twin Peaks red going on right now anyway, so it's appropriate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like you're in the Black Lodge right now.
Live from the Black Lodge.
Yeah.
I
Max,
don't
dude, that
understand.
looks
Oh
so
yeah.
good.
Yo, nice.
There we go.
Yep.
Amazing, dude.
Yep, that did it.
Yeah, I think I might actually add a black outline on these clouds. But yeah, I like it with the color. I'm pretty happy with this one.
Yeah, that sense of motion is awesome in that thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is. That pose is
I
great.
keep seeing stuff that I
dude.
want to add and change though, but it's always like that. At some
Yeah.
point, you guys just stop.
I mean, in 2 hours, dude, that's amazing. Sick. Love it. Love it.
Thank you.
Well, guys, this has been a wonderful night. What a challenge. I can't wait to eat some pizza and finish this off right now. I just work on it for a bit. So thanks for tuning in and everyone who's watching. And thank you, Nick and Aaron. Like, really appreciate you guys jumping on the stream today. Can't wait to see you guys at IC3. I'm so excited for this
Heck
con.
yeah.
We're going to be doing so many fun plans. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool having everyone together. So I can't wait to talk to you guys soon. And please, tag us in any promotional stuff. If you guys need help ordering anything from CWS, anybody come hit me up. Shoot me a message. We'll talk. I know we're doing some cool foil options just for IC3 creators. So pretty sweet stuff. And keep an eye out on Apollo City Comics in general. Aaron, do you want to do any quick shout outs?
Yeah, I'll shout out my buddy Evan Coy, who owns the Oswego Comic Shop. They actually are having a tough time right now. He did a message on Facebook, but the comic.shop, I think, is their handle. So if anybody wants to buy anything from them online, or if anybody is going through Oswego or whatever, it would be greatly appreciated because they've been there for 32 years. So we want to keep them around.
Yes.
And I'll shout out my pal Sally Peck, who does Spec Tunes. She's on Instagram. She'll be at IC3 too. She does great kind of Nickelodeon meets more adult type stuff. She's a great artist. Her stuff is hilarious, and she's like even funnier in person. And my buddy Caetano Valenzuela, who does the Black Rabbit Studio and Black Rabbit Comics, he's going to be there. And if there's any justice in the world, he'll like blow up in the world of comics. But that's pretty good. I did 3 shout outs.
Nice.
I'll pass
Nice.
the baton.
Tell Sally to hit me up. You gotta connect us so you get her on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. And Nick, you want to do any quick shout outs real fast as well for your Kickstarter?
Yeah, shout out to my Kickstarter, Squawk, the Funny Birds of Vulture Culture. It's about these goth vultures that live and work at their town's dead mall. Kind of explains itself. If that made you laugh, you should check it out. And all the comics are actually for free on my Instagram. But if you wanted to help me put together something more physical, that's the one.
Love it, dude. And Max,
I
any
added
coach
a thread
shoutouts?
to this right there.
Ooh, there you go.
There. Now it feels better.
Go check out Bubbles on lesserknowncomics.com. A queer neon horror story about black mold and motel rooms. And keep an eye out. We have a new book coming out in March that is not fully announced, but there's some previews up on Pork Chop Express and on Art of MF, which is also going to be kind of a joint Apollo book. So, yeah.
Yeah. New stuff in March, dude.
More cool stuff in March.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Check it out. I did this like ripped out arm thing just now too.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, cool. Guys, thanks for checking it out. You know, buy our blue line paper. It's brand new. It's amazing. I've been having a blast using it. And yeah, thanks for hanging. I really appreciate it.